Welcome back to the channel. Today we're exploring one of the coolest mysteries in the SCP universe, the hidden details behind SCP-001, also known as the first SCP. SCP-001 isn't just one file, it's many different proposals, each one telling a different story about how the Foundation might have started. Hit like and subscribe to support the channel so we can keep diving into weird lore like this. Most people discovering the SCP universe for the first time expect SCP-001 to be one giant, terrifying creature locked in some impossible vault. The real twist is that there are actually multiple SCP-001 proposals instead of one true file. The official reasoning is simple. The 001 slot is so important that it is intentionally filled with many different documents. Some are red herrings, some are warnings, and some are just-in-case files. There is no final answer about which one is real, and no author has ever claimed that one proposal overrules the others. SCP-001 is a mystery on purpose, and that is a hidden detail many new readers don't learn until way later. Among all the proposals, the one most fans discover first is the Gate Guardian by Dr. Clef. It describes a massive, flaming, energy sword-wielding being stationed outside a garden that strongly resembles Eden. This proposal is widely accepted by fans and by many Foundation in-universe researchers as the oldest anomaly ever encountered. The Guardian does not age, does not move unless provoked, and can vaporize entire armies. Even nukes are useless. The proposal describes a blast of energy that appears when anything approaches it, but the document treats this as a form of warning rather than aggression. Personnel even report hearing a powerful voice inside their minds before they even get close. It creates a timeline where the first major anomaly on record links directly to a biblical-scale event, which gives the Foundation's origins a mythic tone. Many other SCP stories quietly reference it, placing it at the very dawn of anomalous history. Another extremely popular 001 proposal is When Day Breaks by SD Locke. In this story, sunlight suddenly becomes lethal. Anything exposed to it turns into a soft, melting mass of living flesh. But the scary part is that these melted beings stay alive. They move, they talk, they fuse with others. A lot of viewers think the proposal is only about zombies made of melted skin. But the deeper twist is that this event changes biology itself. Plants melt, animals melt, even food melts. The entire world shifts into a nightmare where the idea of a solid living thing doesn't exist anymore. Survivors hide in darkness, and the Foundation tries everything to adapt. But nothing stops this version of the apocalypse. This proposal became iconic because it blends cosmic horror with survival horror in a way that hits hard emotionally. The Scarlet King is one of the most lore-heavy SCP-001 proposals. Many fans think he's simply a giant demon who wants to destroy reality, but the truth is far deeper. The proposal hints at an ancient war between order and chaos, with the Scarlet King leading the side of pure destruction. There's also an entire mythos involving 7 brides, 7 rituals, and several SCPs that may be related to him, like SCP-231. One hidden detail readers sometimes miss is that the Scarlet King is connected to themes of abuse and cycles of violence. The writers deliberately created a monster who isn't scary only because of his power, but because he symbolizes suffering passed from one generation to another. This proposal feels darker and more emotional than most SCP stories, and many other SCP entries reference the King, making him a major recurring force in the universe. The Lock by Dr. Mann is a quieter 001 proposal, but a very clever one. It describes a large metal device with strange mechanical parts that no modern engineer can fully understand. The Foundation doesn't know who made it, how old it is, or what it's supposed to do. The object looks harmless, but the big twist is that the Lock might be the only thing stopping a global catastrophe. If the device ever breaks or gets opened, reality might collapse. This proposal is interesting because it flips the usual SCP idea. Instead of something dangerous being locked away, the danger comes from opening or removing the object. The Foundation is left with a puzzle they can't solve, but they have to protect it anyway. It's a great example of the SCP universe showing fear not through monsters, but through mystery. Dr. Gears wrote The Prototype, which describes a humanoid creature made of machinery, wires, and biological parts. It appears to be one of the earliest creatures the Foundation ever captured. The prototype acts like it's constantly trying to repair or upgrade itself. During containment, it sometimes builds new parts. Many of these parts don't function. The proposal reveals very little about its origin, and that's on purpose. Many fans believe the story is a metaphor for the early days of the SCP Wiki itself. Back then, the community was experimenting, trying new ideas, and slowly building the shared universe we know today. The creature that keeps modifying itself might symbolize the project evolving over time. Whether this was intentional or not, the prototype shaped the early direction of SCP storytelling and inspired many later entries. Okay, so while it's debatable whether this is canon, it's still insanely interesting. The Factory, written by Dr. Bright, is one of the longest and darkest 001 proposals. It tells the story of a massive industrial complex that produces anomalies using horrific methods. Inside the factory, everything is alive, but not in a healthy way. The machines seem to feed on the workers, and the place creates unnatural materials, creatures, and even weapons. The big twist is that the factory is linked to the origins of the SCP Foundation itself. The proposal hints that many early SCPs came from the factory's output. Old Foundation leaders made terrible choices, and some workers even merged with the machines. These details add a tragic layer to the Foundation's history. Another hidden detail is that the proposal mentions a war over control of the factory, and that war might be one reason the Foundation ended up becoming a global organization. Not every SCP-001 is terrifying. The World's Gone Beautiful, by Jorich, describes a calm and strangely comforting scenario. In this proposal, the world ends whenever global human happiness reaches its highest point. Instead of monsters, the story focuses on a simple event. One day, everything becomes beautiful. The sky turns bright. Colors glow. People feel peace. Seconds later, the world ends instantly with no pain. It's cheerful, but also unsettling, because it implies that humanity can never reach complete joy without triggering the end. A fun detail is that Foundation researchers constantly try to stop people from becoming too united or too happy, which sounds like the world's saddest job. The proposal feels whimsical, but it leaves a bittersweet message about how fragile positive moments can be. QNTM's The Database is unusual because it focuses on the SCP Wiki itself. In this version, the Foundation's database becomes corrupted. Sections rewrite themselves. Files vanish. New entries appear without permission. Researchers begin to wonder whether the database is now an anomaly. The story hints that the computer system might be alive or influenced by something powerful. A spooky detail is that the database starts protecting itself by altering information. Workers who try to fix the errors sometimes disappear from the records afterward. The proposal uses a meta-angle to explore a scary question. What happens when the thing meant to store knowledge becomes the source of danger? The Ouroboros cycle is more than a proposal. It's an entire saga made by several authors, including metaphysician. It connects SCP-001 with multiple characters like the Administrator, Dr. Clef, and others. The story explores a huge loop of events where timelines fold into each other. It mixes political drama, cosmic threats, and personal stories. One detail fans love is how the Ouroboros cycle tries to tie together many parts of the SCP universe, including other SCPs and entire groups of interest. Reading it feels like following a long fantasy epic inside a horror universe. It's complex, but it rewards fans who enjoy large-scale storytelling. Many readers consider this proposal the most ambitious SCP-001 interpretation ever made. And that wraps up our look at 10 insane hidden details about SCP-001. There's no single truth behind it, and that mystery is exactly what makes SCP-001 so fun to explore. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss more deep dives into the strangest corners of the SCP universe. Thanks for watching, and stay curious out there.